Hello everyone, this is Dan with Arcade Funcade. Today we wanted to show you guys a Megacade arcade we've been working on here for the past couple of weeks. And there's a lot of little details I wanted to go over and show you guys some of the ins and outs of this machine. It's currently on top of a pump jack table that we have. And it's not going to be, it's not going to get shipped out with that thing, but it probably would be helpful for the players. So it's fully adjustable. So what we wanted to do today is show you guys a little bit of what we have on the control panels, buttons, the joysticks. The same with this guy: buttons, joysticks, lettering, positioning, what these buttons are for, what they do. Different machines require different joysticks, levers, buttons to be used during gameplay. So I'd like to kind of go over what is needed and what we can do and why this machine is even built the way it is. So there's a lot going on with this guy, and we're going to show you guys. We're kind of floating around here, but we want to show you guys a little bit of the inside and the actual gameplay. And the thing we're going to do is start with the inside and kind of show the simplicity behind it, and I guess the breakdown of what we've had to do to make this machine work in the simplest form, and to be able to just kind of go through little details, just the things it needs if something breaks down, parts. So we went ahead and labeled all of our parts. We have like HDMI TV, we have our computer. Our main computer has a little video card here mounted on the side, and we have our main HDMI cord coming out, and it goes to this little block, and we have a splitter here. And what this guy does is it sends the HDMI TV to our actual monitor that's mounted on the arcade, and then we have the HDMI out, so we can actually HDMI out it right through the wall, and we have a outer panel here that we can then hook up an external wire, which is one of these guys. HDMI is a 20-foot HDMI cable, and it'll have the image and the sound coming out of that plate, and it'll go to whatever you want to send it out to, whether it's going to be a projector, a regular LED screen. It doesn't matter. HDMI, it'll catch it, so that's pretty cool. So that's one option that it does have. Now the other thing you can do is you can actually flip that system. So this guy is actually sending a video from this computer through this thing, right? Through this block. If you want to do HDMI into the TV, you could just unplug this blue wire and plug it into this white wire here, and automatically make it into a HDMI in. Some people have plugged in PS4s, PS5s, whatever they want into it, and it's kind of cool. They can play it on the screen. So it's neat. The other thing we want to talk about is that this guy, what these computers are actually doing. So this computer here is actually running a 55,001 system, and we can see here that we have a little hard drive here, a little 2 terabyte drive. We have our computer power supply, and we have a 516-in-1 head-to-head game board. That's what's powering up the head-to-head system. This guy's powering up the large panel with the trackball. All the trackball connections and everything's plugged right here. We have the Xbox 360 wire controller hooked up right here as well, so people could play games for the Nintendo or whatever game systems they're going to be playing. And that's going to be played with this guy. You also sync up your controllers by pressing this button here and holding it. You have a little LED light that's showing right there, and it'll start blinking when it needs to sync. But because the controller's already synced, we don't have to worry about it. So we have all the wiring going up. We also added a little frame inside this guy because we're going to be shipping it. We added a frame with a little notch at the top there to hold that monitor from flexing or moving at all during shipping. So that's just going to stay there just to make sure that it all stays in one place. So that's important. I'm going to bring this guy down a little bit, and we'll kind of go over the system itself. So this system we're going to go with the head-to-head first. The head-to-head system is pretty awesome. The whole idea behind this guy is that what we ended up doing to really simplify volume knobs, on and off, buttons, all that good stuff, is all we ended up doing is putting in a commercial monitor. It's a Sanyo system, and what we do is that we're able to then control our video, our volume and video by simply positioning the remote control here and highering and lowering the volume. So you can actually higher and lower the volume fairly easy. And the other thing you can do is switch your input positions, which we'll get to in a little bit. So what we have here is the head-to-head system. This is the 516 game system in one. And what we can do is we're going to jump out of this game by holding the start button. Now what's cool about this option here, I wanted to show you guys this guy. This is our newest game board. And what's neat about this guy is that not only does it allow us to pause, but it allows us to save a game wherever we're at, load the game whenever you like. So you could be playing it, and a week from now, 2 months from now, you could just come back in, start the game up, and just press load game, and it'll just jump into wherever you last were. So that's pretty cool. If you got to go, you get a phone call or whatever, and you're like, dude, I got to get out of here. You could just save your game, and then exit, power down the machine, and leave, and come back a week or two, or like I said, 2 months later. Come back and start the game, and you load it. So you get going where you let off. What's neat about that is that it gives you the ability to do other things as well. So if you start, I played a game and I was able to start the game and keep going, and I saved it where I knew I was going to die. And I ended up loading the game over and over and over until I got over that part. So that was really awesome. It's totally a cheat mode if you just cannot get past certain points. You want to save right before you know where you're going to die. So it's one of those deals. Works really good for Pac-Man and other things as well. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, this system is nuts. It has a lot of cool things going on. A lot of variety here for games. It has all the Pac-Man games, the speed up systems, Miss Pac-Man Plus, Galaga, Frogger, Donkey Kong. It has every Donkey Kong, every Pac-Man, Junior Pac-Mans, Puckmans, even all the originals. So I mean, it gets a little crazy. So this guy has, again, 516 games, and what's neat is that it shows us the actual video of the game before we play it. And when you're going to choose a game, let's say you're going to jump into like Congo Bongo, right? That's one of our shop favorites. When you jump in, you don't press the start button. If you press the start button, it'll say function select, and it'll show recents, and you can search for a game. So that's kind of neat. Now, if we want to go back, we just press start again. That's the search menu in there. So if you want to just jump into a game, let's just say Miss Pac-Man. We're going to jump in. What we're going to do is press the first button here on the left, and it jumps in. It shows us this image, and what it's doing is that it's loading the game. It loads the game, and then what you could do is press the button, and it starts up the game for you. Now, I didn't start a 2-player game, which I probably should have. And this monitor is actually pretty darn large. The ghosts on this thing, I don't know if you could appreciate the size of that thing, but the Miss Pac-Man is literally about an inch long. Inch across, inch and a quarter across. It's fairly large. It's freaking nuts. But yeah, so there's there's that guy. I'm gonna jump back out of here, and I'm gonna show you guys what it's like. I'm gonna jump out again. Oh, I could actually do the save. So let's do the save. You can see that our Pac-Man's here off to the left. So we saved it, right? And we have 3 guys left. So this is kind of a good time to show you guys what it can do. So let's say now we're down to 2 guys. So I'm going to press the start button again, hold it. I'm going to put down load state, and as soon as I hit it, it's going to go directly into showing us where we were there. It's already showing us right there. Now we're back to having the 3 guys again, back to where we were before I died. So if we die again, same idea. It takes away that guy. You see the player will leave. He's off in the bottom left corner. Load state. Load OK, and he's back. We have the player three players again, and we're off to the races again. So that's pretty cool. And I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of kind of that trick, I guess. It's not really a trick. It's just kind of fun to see that, and to know that option's available, I guess. But yeah, so these guys are just a ton of games. All the old school vertical games like Donkey Kong and Frogger and Centipede will be able to be played on this system. But there's also a different deal with this guy. So sometimes some people want to play Centipede with a trackball, and that's where this guy comes in. So we're also able to play it on a horizontal screen rather than the vertical screen. But with this guy, we're able to play Centipede and Donkey Kong and everything full screen. That's what's really cool about this side. But again, if you want to play with a trackball, you'd have to go on the right side and find it there. And that brings us to this side here. We're going to go to the horizontal side now. And we're going to show, what are we going to do here? We're going to press it until we highlight the HDMI 1. And then it's just going to automatically go to the full screen on HDMI 1. So now what we're going to do is go through and we're going to find, well, let's find Centipede. There you go. There's a ton of games in this thing, so it's freaking crazy, but it's fast. So we're going to find Centipede. We're going to turn it on. We're going to coin it up. We have some, here's these little guys here. Oh man, I don't know if I started out with wide lens and then I went to vertical lens. Damn it. Okay, so there's that. I might have to go back to horizontal, man. Only so we could see the whole thing at the same time. So as I'm coining this guy up, it's crediting 4 credits, 5 credits, and we're gonna press start. And we're gonna have this guy going. So you could either use the joystick, and you can see our little guy move on there, or we could also use our trackball. And you can actually hold this guy and play it that way. So that's pretty cool that you can actually do that. So we're going to jump back out, and we're going to kind of show you guys another deal that happens sometimes when you're playing certain games. There are certain games that we try to play that require special joysticks, and I just ran across one that's called Karate Champ. So we're going to press the enter button here on K, and then we're going to go, oh, there it is, Karate Champ. Now with Karate Champ, the original Karate Champ has 2 joysticks, and you're able to use both joysticks to actually play and beat the crap out of each other. Now there's 2 options here. You can actually set it up, and it's also a vertical screen, so it cuts off, it makes a big border on each side. I'm going to lower this guy for a second here. So what ends up happening is that sometimes you need to have the up, down, left, and right on player 2. Well, how do you play 2 players at the same time if you need both joysticks at the same time? So what we do is that we make the 1, 2, 3, 4 button go up, down, left, right. So then that way you can actually make your hits and move your joystick and play 2 on 2. Or if you're just going to play a 1 player, you can also jump into our, I'll have to do this, jump into your menu here. You press tab, the tab button on the control panel on the keyboard, and you're going to go down to dip switch this machine. So this guy here, what it does is it allows you to then make your settings, and what you do is you press whatever you like. It's going to say player 1 right stick up. So our right stick is obviously going to be this guy, but because we can't use that guy, we're going to have to make these buttons our right stick. And we press, and we already did, you highlight it with your keyboard, and you bring it all the way up to this guy, and you simply press enter. You press enter and make your selection. So if you're going to do that, you're going to say, you know what, I want my right stick to be N, which is going to be one of the buttons. You just press the enter button, and it's going to clear it out. And then what we're going to do is press up. Up on this joystick is N. So you can set it up however you like, whether it's going to be the joysticks or the buttons. So it's really cool if you can do that, if you could figure that out. And it's just one of those details that, I mean, if you're computer savvy, it kind of really helps out to figure it out. But there's a lot of little details on these guys. But that's one thing to kind of show you guys what happens at times because of certain or particular games that require specific joystick model. Now, there's another machine like Robotron. So we're going to jump out of this guy, and we're going to go to Robotron. I'm going to press the start. We're going to jump. Oh, I think I'm going to jump to the S's. So, that's another thing too, the scrolling. So you can scroll up and down with a joystick, just up and down. Or if you have to, if you're like, let's say you're in the S like we are now, and you want to go to the R, just hold it to the right for a couple seconds, and it'll highlight the letter, and all you do is just press the joystick left or right. And if you're like, hey, I want to get to R or S, I like to go to the S to go to Robotron because it's way at the end. Then I just start scrolling backwards, so I get there a little bit faster. There it is, see? A little bit faster. So we're gonna start that up. And I have noticed that sometimes when you start up some of these older Robotron games or older Williams games, they start up this thing here. This is the original startup when the machine gets turned on. It's the EEPROM tests and all that good stuff. And sometimes I've seen it get stuck on that screen. So all you got to do, don't fret, like they say. Just press the red button, which is the exit button, exit the game, and then jump back into the game, press start, and it'll load it up. So sometimes that happens, it gets a little snag, and sometimes you got to work past it doing that. Just giving a little escape there. So we're going to press the coin up button, which is our green button here on the bottom left, between the exit, coin, and start, enter. And what that's doing is that it's giving us credits here. You can see the 8, 9, 10. We're going to press start. Now here's what I'm trying to show you guys. The Robotron original arcade required 2 joysticks, so you can actually move your character with this guy and then shoot with this dude in whatever direction you wanted. And that was the idea, to make that guy work perfect. So instead of using the buttons, because then you can't really figure out which one's up, down, left, right, it's a lot easier to just program this guy, which we did. We programmed the right stick, so then we're able to then jump in the game and actually play. So I'm going to use the left stick, and you can see I could run around there. But if I use the right stick, I could be shooting in any direction that I like. So there's that. So that's the idea. So you can actually run around. You can see our little dude running around here. I'm going to try to run around and not get killed. And again, it's hard to film and do all this at the same time, but we're going to do our best here. So right now I'm using the right joystick. I'm just lighting these dudes up. So that's the idea with Robotron. I just wanted to show you, kind of give you an idea. Look at all the chaotic mess that's going on this screen. Holy crap. So lots going on. Just save the dude. So that's the idea. With Robotron, just press exit, we're jumping out. And the whole idea is that there's certain games that require certain joysticks and movements. So that's why sometimes we have to go through and program every joystick, every machine, every game that's required. That we usually ask for a list of games that you want to make sure that's perfect and working to your needs, because every setup is different. So another thing we wanted to go to is go see NBA Jam. That was another one. We've done a lot of testing with all these machines, but I wanted to do another one just to kind of give you guys an idea of what happens in NBA Jam. So I have had customers ask about wanting to be on the same team to play with each other against the machine, so against the computer. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a walkthrough of what happens here. So right now we have this guy set up to 2 players, so you could always play head to head here. So let's say we're gonna press enter here and coin up the right side. We have 30 credits, so we're gonna coin up player 2, player 1. We're coined up on both sides. So right now we're gonna be opponents, right? We're gonna be head to head. So we're going to be head-to-head. And there's nothing better than seeing the actual video of what the heck we're talking about rather than try to understand it through a note or something, you know. So here we are. So we have our 2 opponents, right? Player 1 and player 2 on each side of the court. Each guy's going to their own place. Now, some people want to play on the same team. They want to be able to have player 1 and player 2 on the very same team rather than have opponents. So instead of passing over to the computer, like we just did, right? We're passing over to the computer right now instead of player 2. So the way to fix that, if not to fix, but to change that, if you want to both play on the same exact team, is to press the tab button and scroll down with the you can even scroll down with your joystick and go to dip switch settings and press enter. You can press start, or you can even press this yellow button down here. That's your enter button. Or you could press the enter button on the keyboard as well. And what we do is that we go to where it says players. It says players, 2 players, right? And that's because we're playing a 2-player system and we're playing head to head. Now, if you want to play on the same team, you change it to 4 players. You're going to go down and we're going to press enter. So then we could reset the machine. Reset the game, not the whole machine, but just that game. And we're going to go back into it. Now you can see we have all 4 are set up here. Now, again, this is just a 2-player panel, but we have all 4. Now, if I press the start button here and credit it up, actually, and we press start, I'll be on the same exact team instead of being head to head. So now, again, we're just doing random teams, guys. So I got to use up all the remaining credits. There it is. So full game purchased. So you can see here that we have player 1 and player 2 on the same team. Simply by making that change in the dip switch settings from player 2 to player 4. So now we're on the same team as player 4. So that's really cool. So that was the whole idea. I just kind of wanted to show you guys how to do it. And I'm gonna have to just have this guy play it through so you can kind of see what I'm saying. I'm sorry for all the movement on the filming here. It's probably driving you guys crazy. Oh. Again, trying to play with one hand. Should have got a helper today, but didn't work out. Anyway, yeah, so 2-player game, so that's freaking awesome. We're going to jump out and kind of just show you guys what else could be done. So there's a couple other things that we can do. We're going to jump out one more time. This is the main menu. We're going to jump back out and go to our, you also have another search engine that you can use here as well. Oh, sorry. A search engine you can use here as well. But you're primarily going to want to go into the MAME system. Where the search bar is, right below it just says MAME. And just jump into that guy. Otherwise, you could use, there's so many other games you could explore. I mean, there's so much stuff that we kind of threw in there just to kind of keep people occupied. There's so many little options and connections and machines. So the other thing you can do is take an Xbox 360 remote, which we have right here. And what we do is you turn this guy on. I think this may be a player 1 or player 2. Player 1, all right. So what we usually do is we turn this guy on when we turn on the machine. So that way kind of syncs up. So now you can see that we can actually move the game systems with the controller. So let's say like the Wii U. So there's going to be games like this guy. We're going to jump in here, and I already played this game here. And the idea behind it was to jump in to kind of see. We wanted to show you guys the loading screen. So there's always going to be a loading screen. Sometimes when you already played the game, it'll load a lot faster. But if you haven't played it yet, it'll load up really slow. It could take 5, 10, 15 minutes. And it kind of sucks to wait, but it's one of those deals. I mean, it's trying to set itself up so it can actually play the game. So it's downloading the game and making sure everything's going, well, loading the game into the system. So it's making it readily playable. And with this guy, press the game, and you can jump in. So you can play 2-player games on most systems except for the Wii U. The settings on these guys are incredibly crazy. Sometimes they get out of whack. So we like to leave it as a player 1. And now if you play these same games on the Nintendo GameCube, they'll actually play. as a 2-player, which is Canon 8. So we do provide two Xbox 360 controllers per machine. You could also upgrade them to a Xbox One at a later date. So there's so many little options, so many little things. So we're going to jump back out and show you guys another game that we have not loaded up yet. Let's say Mario Kart. And the reason that we're doing this is to show you guys how slow it is at times. All the downloading it's going to take. Check that out. 11,000. I don't know if that's megabytes or what it is, but it's one of those deals. It's got to download every single one of those cached shaders, I guess. So it takes quite a bit. I'm going to jump out, press exit. It'll take about 15 minutes, 10 minutes or more. And the whole idea is to kind of show you guys what happens and give you an idea of what to expect. There's Triforce. So what we were doing is we were trying to find good old Mario Kart. So how do we get to Mario Kart? We go to the Triforce. We go to Triforce and we press enter. Again, sorry for all the camera view movements. And we're going to find our 2 Mario Karts. We have Mario Kart 1 and Mario Kart 2. We're going to go to Mario Kart 1 and press start. This table's slowly going down. That piston on that table's getting weak. It's got to get adjusted, actually. So this guy, we're able to play this game on the joysticks and controllers. And what we're going to do is press coin. And just give it a second. There you go. It's going to load it up. And we're going to press B. B is gas. It's A for items, to throw items. B is gas. And C is to jump. So, and we do not have a camera. So you just press B, B, B to just kind of fly by stuff. Well, it depends on whether you want to do a time attack or not. And you can choose whatever map you want to go to. And it's kind of cool to be able to play Mario Kart on this guy. Again, you could put this guy on a projector screen and whatever you want. Any wall-mounted TV you want to put up behind it, you can actually project it to it with that HDMI out system. I want to show you guys now we're playing with one hand here, guys, mind you. So you have the A, B, and C buttons, and you can actually jump your little car as you're cruising. You could drift the living crap out of this thing. I'm doing a really bad job of that drifting thing. And throwing. But graphics are amazing. I mean, it's actually rendered, I think it's at a 480p. And it's running at 1080p, which is pretty neat because of our video cards that we've installed. That's a lot of cool little ideas. So, yeah, so there's Mario Kart, guys. I'm going to jump out of that guy. And there are plenty of other systems that can be discovered. And there's just so much stuff out there. In here, I should say. In here, and it's just you have the Sega Dreamcast 32X. So the primary objective of this system is to be able to have the largest library you can possibly have of games all in one place. And oh, another thing I noticed, sometimes you can see a little bit of glitching and hiccuping there. You may not have, but we see it. What ends up happening is that the system doesn't know whether you're going to be using the keyboard, joystick, or this guy. So there's a little trifecta of craziness going on. So by simply pressing the button on the back, there's a little button to detach the battery and turn off this controller. You can actually fix that issue. It'll take a little bit, so it'll actually detach the signal, but it's what it is. Oh, there's another thing to talk about. Exit. Let's say you press exit, the red button here. Exit, 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 and you keep going back. And you're thinking you're going to exit the game. What ends up happening is when you press exit, you just turn it off. It ends up just turning off. So you want to not do that unless you're going to turn off the system. Then if you are, then that's okay. So there's one way of turning it off. The other way of turning it off is by hitting the button underneath this guy down here, which we can't see, but there's a little tiny little button down, a little power button. at the bottom of the control panel here. And it's a big, actually it's not a tiny, but it's a pretty damn big button. It's a 2-inch button. That way you can't miss it. You could pretty much turn it on with your knee, which is kind of neat. But yeah, there's so many games, so much to do. Okay, now it's not glitchy and getting stuck anymore because the controller's actually not connected anymore. So there's that. So yeah, you could pretty much play every game in this system with the Xbox 360 remote. It's just a matter of having it connected and on when you need it. Well, there's even MS-DOS games. Imagine they have Doom in there playing, so that's pretty cool. Old school Doom. Has the IBM 3.5 floppy disks. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's what it is. So there's just so much stuff. Nintendo 64 disk drive system. I mean, there's just so many games in this guy. It's freaking nuts. And anyway, yeah, you wanted to show you guys that. Oh, I did want to show you guys another thing too, which before we get ourselves out of here, it was going to be the back to that MAME system right here. We're going to go back in, and what we were looking for is the Miss Pac-Man. So we wanted to show you guys a difference between regular Miss Pac-Man. It's going to go the other way. It's a lot easier to get there, I guess, this way. Regular Miss Pac-Man that we saw on the head-to-head, and the Pac-Man you're going to see on here. You're going to see the Pac-Man actually limited here because of the size, and you're playing on a horizontal screen rather than a vertical screen. So this guy here is limited, but you're still able to play Miss Pac-Man on this guy. But that's why this machine came to be. Because of the fact that we had problems like that. We didn't have, it's not necessarily a problem, but we were just thinking, you know what would be a great idea? To actually be able to play Miss Pac-Man full screen. So that was the whole idea with this guy. To just be able to play it full screen. So you can see how what we're talking about here. So yeah, full screen head to head, 32-inch, and the other one was going to be. I gotta switch it over to the other one. There it is. To this guy, to the horizontal. So what we have here is about 16, 17 inches in height. And the other one was 32 inches across, or from top to bottom, which is really like 27, 28, but it's a 32-inch screen. As you guys know, they measure them from corner to corner, so it's one of those deals. But yeah, so there's a little bit of about this machine. There's so many details, so many more details. It'd take us about 3-4 hours trying to get through everything. We have a lot of videos showing how-tos. We also have a manual here, a Arcade Funkade, Megacade manual, and this shows us how to turn on the machine, how to turn it off, how to reset games, what occurs, what to do with choosing a game, Mario Kart settings. I mean, where we're going to just be adding on to this guy to make it longer. How to connect Xbox 360 remotes. You know, just so many little deals, disclaimers, and so many little things. So yeah, if you guys have any questions regarding this machine or just anything at all, you guys have any info, you need any info or need any game lists, let us know. And feel free to drop us a line, give us a like, and just thanks for following. If you do follow us, if you guys are subscribers, subscribe now. This is one of those deals. We have so many machines that we've been building and designing, and there's still so much more to go. We have another one here. This is a 32-inch screen. We're making one that's a 40-inch, and we have another one upstairs that's going to be having a 70-inch screen, so it's going to be crazy. Yeah, we have plenty of pinball machines and arcades, so we're constantly doing building and rebuilding, modifying, and also trying to keep some machines original as well. So thanks for watching, and if you guys have any questions, drop us a line. Give us a call if you guys have need any information, any additional information at 402-641-4482, or send us an email at arcadefuncade@gmail.com. And again, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.